As to remind everybody, you can pause the video, go back, see all the socials, and in the description below, website, YouTube, Patreon of said guest. Down below, ready to go. Click and see the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Comments coming in from talking about my beautiful wife, existence. Hi, would love to talk about the idea of other worlds, especially with Halloween just passing and the history behind it. And obviously, which is ironic, Di, the yoga witch, and a guest actually talked about Halloween, the pumpkins and everything else. So go to her channel, baby, and check out that one. That was like yesterday, I think.
Yep.
That was yesterday, exactly.
It was yesterday because yesterday was Samhain and we did the Samhain blog and pod yesterday.
And baby, this is your wheelhouse. Any questions down below you want to talk about this, just let it out there and let's see what happens. All right. Thank you. Now, on to the third question, which is, this is kind of a weird thing to ask, but I wanted to ask it anyway. And here we go.
Oh boy.
When did you find your way to being a witch, or have you always been one? And I put a little broomstick there. That wasn't me. That was autocorrect. Once you put witch,
I love it. Okay. Trying to figure out where to start because my story, finding my way to my craft and my path, involves a man who was a conundrum.
Are we talking about the ginger?
My grandfather.
Okay. I'm about to say
he was a submarine line officer in World War II. He was on the USS Wahoo. The USS Richard O'Kane is named for my grandfather's best man, best friend, my mom's godfather.
Nice.
Yes, we have a strong Navy history. So Grandpa was next to the last person off the Wahoo before she sunk. Because one of his shipmates caught the early symptoms of polio after having survived it himself as a child. And he cornered my grandfather to, dude, you're going to medical, you're getting checked out. And it was. My grandfather was in an iron lung when my mother was born. However, having been medically retired from the Navy, he needed something to do. So he went back to college and became a research chemist.
Okay.
He was in the process of getting his doctoral thesis in research chemistry so that he could be a high school chemistry teacher when he decided to sell that and pivot and go to Episcopal Seminary.
Yep. He was just going from like, I'm going to try this for a little bit. I'm going to try this for a little bit. And I like that because, again, you're trying to find something that you're going to sit down with every night for the rest of your life. You just can't be like, I'm going to try my first thought. You know what? No, because back in those times, you're right. You had so many different options. Like you're retired. You have benefits. They're going to give you whatever the fuck you want. Just pick something. And the guy's like, okay, I'll pick this. Again, like going to the ice cream store. You try one flavor, then you try 17 others. Because eventually you're going to find one that you stick to. So I like that. Continue.
So I grew up knowing him as an Episcopal priest. I knew that he had done these other things, but that was rather abstract. So I grew up with him as my priest. We attended his church. But between then, he was asked if he wanted to be the one to baptize me into the church. And the bishop of the Diocese of Oregon was coming to the church himself to confirm my three older brothers, who are 8, 10, and 12 years older than me, and do something that welcomed my dad in from the Catholics. So my grandpa's like, nope, I'm sitting back. I get to be grandpa this time. I am a unicorn. Bishops do not baptize babies. So I had a very special relationship with Bishop Biliardi.
Okay.
So I was baptized an Episcopalian, and then I struggled through high school. ADHD as fuck.
Yeah, same as alcoholism hindered me. So yeah, you know how that goes.
Yep. And so college was not not an option at that point. But you know, my mom's parents were both ex-Navy. My dad was ex-Navy. The oldest of my brothers, he is ex-Navy, and then the youngest of my brothers was active duty.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, she could join the Navy at 17. She's graduating a year early. College isn't an option. Put her to work. Because also in the state of Oregon, if you are under the age of 18, you have to have a work permit for work.
Okay. Understandable.
It takes 6 months to get a work permit. Had I applied for the work permit when I graduated, I would have been 18 by the time I got the work permit, and staying at home for that 6 months was not an option. So into the Navy I went. So I'm bopping around day school, loving life because I'm finally out from under my mother's thumb. And I meet these people who believe in shifters and witches and ghosts and the paranormal and, all of that crazy stuff that happens in San Diego.
Yeah.
But the church
on a
doesn't.
Tuesday. On a fucking random Tuesday next to a coffee shop. Yeah. I remember. I vividly remember that.
NTC San Diego.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I met these people whose beliefs and that stuff really aligned with mine, and I never had with the church on that. And they're talking about this other stuff that they can do and that they've seen, and I'm going, I freaked. So I called my grandpa going, Grandpa, I got a problem. I need to talk. And I spilled my guts, and he's like, okay, sweetheart. You need to live your life for you. Do not live the life that someone else wants you to live. And we both know who I'm talking about there. Mm-hmm. Because if you do, you're going to be miserable. You're going to make everybody around you miserable. You go do what you need to do. And as long as you live a good life, an honest life, and you don't kill somebody without damn good reason, I'll see you on the other side. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so you're saying it's okay? And he's like, hell yeah, kid, go. I had my grandfather's blessing to walk away from the church. I set my feet onto the path they are on today, and I have not looked back. Yes, I have set foot in a church multiple times. Mm-hmm. Midnight Mass. I love Midnight Mass. The music is amazing. I'm a musician too.
Of course, you are a musician. Yes, that's one of the traits of you that I've known you for.
Yep. Oh God, the number of times you guys would just kind of stare at me because I was singing.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't stare. Well, yeah, I would stare at you because you're like, oh, I'm like, what the? It came out of nowhere. Always out of nowhere. I'm like, other things. But
hello, random ADHD person with multiple personalities. Yeah.
We were all just weird people with our own like eccentrics. Like everyone, like I was messed up, insecure, and I was alpy all the time, and I was kind of crazy. And we're not gonna talk about those people.
We made a fun little family.
Yes, in a sense. And I thank you for talking about that, like talking about you talk to your grandpa and open up stuff like that, because I talked to my mother, and my mother's like my best friend because she grew up with me all my life and she knows me inside and out, and I secretly worry. And most of my brothers and sisters have the same feeling too, but they never say it out loud, but we all know it. Like, it's like the time when she passes away, it's the time that we break. Like, we're all just gonna and we're all scared of that because as a society, we're all like hard and everything else. But our mother was the one that thread us all together. Hate my brothers or love them, no matter what, we are family because of my mom. So the fear of when my mom passes away and all of us are snapped, like, where do we go to talk about that? Who do we talk about that? Like, we would talk to our mom, and all of a sudden, well, that doesn't really work out anymore. So, but before we continue, I want to leave. We have a comment right here. Once again, samesies, thank you for that, and especially to the random singing outburst. My girlfriend loves singing randomly, and I love that. She actually has a beautiful voice. I would give her that, obviously. She also, I'm a little drunk, sorry, Cardala. She also has a little creepy, like the Ring voice, like, I love you, and it freaks me the fuck out. I'm like, stop that! I just wanted some juice. Like,
I have to find my old profile picture for Facebook.
Yeah.
Or it was Facebook. My soul sister called me up or my adopted sister called me up. They had just moved out of my house.
Wow. Okay.
And she calls me up and she's like, change your profile picture now. Why? Two things. Number one, it's the girl from The Ring. And once I finally stopped seeing that, I said hi to Annie, Annie being one of my altars. And she's like, I don't want to look Annie in the face every day. I don't like Annie.
Yeah, it just is that. Oh my God, I know his pain. Warren understands that as well, and I get that. And that's the point of just opening up and talking about it. But let's continue on. We got clips for days later on, ladies and gentlemen. Next question, number 4. How do or don't your family feel about this?
Grandpa was fine.
Yes.
My dad, whatever. I probably could have gone out and committed homicide and the man would not have cared. He'd have patted me on the head and said, good job. That was my dad. Okay. My brothers, I think they ignore it. But the one that I am ignoring and not mentioning was her, my incubator.
I understand the reference. Yeah, I get that.
We were living in the same house, and I have no idea what brought it up, because just out of the blue, she looked at me and goes, did you pick your religion just to piss me off? You know me.
Yeah.
You know me, so you will understand the fact that I did not look at her and ask her if she honestly thought my life revolved around her that much. Yeah. I did manage to bite my tongue.
That's a first. That's a first for you. Like, you like to once you have a platform, you will state your platform, obviously. But it's a mother, so you can